we're doing down here is great. Patrick, who's our master signer, just the way that he thinks is fabulous. And this has been one of the most amazing parts of the process so far, these conversations around the table.
So he says, God has not allowed it, and then you say, well, you still have a wife? You know, and that question is, it's like,
well, what, like he's tried with other women, maybe?
I don't know that it has to be. It could be that he had a wife and now she's died. As well. I think I would prefer it. I would prefer it if it was.
well, it would be simple to say, do you still have a wife?
So, Karen, you still have a wife here?
So basically, for all of rehearsal, we've either been reading the script or doing those exercises. We had the guards and chorus downstairs, and what Katie did was, instead of making the whole thing with a melody, we decided to start a little smaller and just take words out of the chorus's parts that have more boom to them, that stick out more, like when you speak it regularly, and you're supposed to come up with like a rhythm of how to say them, or emotion, something to make those stand out more than the rest of the text. So.
Kristen Lust.
In this production, I was in charge of all of the songs. I was in charge of where the girls would go in the songs, what their intentions were, what they were feeling. It's also my job to get them in their bodies so they don't appear stiff on stage. We used a lot of Laban techniques in this show. That's like ringing and slashing and punching. It's just words to get the actors to do something with their body rather than just standing there on stage. But what we found out through this production is actually that the gestures do not read on this stage, so there's a lot more just stillness and feeling inside the body rather than showing it on the outside. So it's been an interesting little production.
And then I feel, again, it seems to me that we've got too much back still. So what are the indirect responses to that impulse up there? Just keep exploring that for me.
And this seems like the time when the chorus goes from observer to actually taking a stance and trying to do something about the situation rather than just stepping back and observing. You gain that strength to say, we can't let this happen, we've got to do something. So think about that as well. I don't think you're not observers any longer at this point.
No, and it's ironic because it's too late.
It was all impulsive choreography and movement, which I've never ever done before. And so basically what we did was we had the girls, well, they all created the songs and everything. And then once we had the songs created, we just said, okay, get up there and do whatever you feel like doing, whatever you think your intention is, whatever movement you think you should do, go. And then me and Heather would sit and watch it, and through that, we would focus their impulses. We would take what they gave us and just make it a little bit cleaner. So everything that was created on stage was really the girls' ideas, and I just focused it to make it cleaner and more specific.
Are we viewing the girl as like a threat that we have to draw our weapon towards? Because I mean, we know that they're not armed, but again, the fact that
I think they're a threat, but they're not an immediate threat.
But they start standing up and coming towards it and speaking to
I mean, I understand that. I mean, so I guess our intention is.
At first, I think it's just kind of what's going on, and then they start to become a slight threat.
So, okay, so our
But it's not a threat right away when the ladies stand up and start coming towards you.
I just feel, yeah, I feel very weird pointing my gun at a civilian who's not involved in the immediate.
Well, then don't. Just kind of
Just
like
like,
work it down and like what's.
The work that I've done with the guards was a huge challenge for me. I just started taking stage combat. I'm basically a movement person with movement and or dance choreography. I've never done any guards choreography. So I had a lot of talks with Heather on that, and I talked with some of the professors here, and just made sure that their intention was followed through. We also did impulsive work with them as well. And I have assistant Vanessa Piscini, who's been amazing because she's a lot better at stage combat and stuff like that than I am. So she taught the men how to hold all their quarterstaffs and their guns and things like that. But we basically went on impulse and said, okay, you guys are the guards. What is your job? Your job is to protect Creon from Medea. Go, and saw where they took it and just kind of ran with that as well.
I mean, do we have to do the oaths out, or can we try and...
Well, she was saying it can be connected to Medea. Show her that they're out. She can't hear you, so how can you say the O's are gone?
But either way, we have to do our arms.
Well,
or there'd be a preference.
It lives somewhere in your body
all
that
I
is
want.
bigger than your arms.
That's all
Okay,
I want.
all right.
We need to see it
Right.
live somewhere.
The challenges that I've had with the show are I've never done impulsive choreography, which I think is fabulous because it actually becomes more organic because it comes from the girls rather than me give it to them. But I've never dealt with something like that. Usually when I choreograph something, I get an idea from the director and then they say, okay, you write down basically where everyone's going to stand in the space and what they're doing at what time. And I still have no idea. Sometimes the girls are over here, sometimes they're over here. It changes every day, which is really interesting, but also a huge challenge for me. My only worry is that it's going to look messy and not as clean as it generally does. But as long as it looks organic and the intentions are there, I think it's going to work.
A technical rehearsal for me means starting at the beginning of the play with lights, sound, the sets, costumes, everything. And we work through the play from the beginning, putting all technical elements in place all at once.
Yay! Opening night! Woo! Ow! Have a good show, a good